Welcome back to Grind Mode Worldwide Radio. This is UnFiltered. I'm Ian James.
It's your boy Jay Skyline, and we're going to get into the main show now. We're going to start off with talking about Jussie Smollett, a.k.a. Empire. So he got all the charges dropped and all the documents sealed, which that's the shady part of this.
Yeah.
So, I guess he's going free. There ain't no problems. Nobody's going to get arrested for a hate crime. Nobody's going to get arrested for false accusations or basically making a crime up.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go about this. This is just a moment in history. Like you basically, and this is my case. This ruined Black History Month low key with him and R. Kelly, and now we're just supposed to act like this didn't happen. Because the 2019 Black History Month is one of the worst Black History Months in recent memory in a whole. I know we don't look at it that way. Like R. Kelly and Jussie fucked Black History Month up.
I don't know who's the worst for the people who wanted to finally see something like.
I mean, that's
I think we gotta get away. I think we got a mulligan.
Well, is he the gay Tupac now?
No,
what?
I think we just got a mulligan. I think as black folks, we should just let it go. We luckily got away with one that would have been embarrassing, and just let it go. That's how I look at it.
You didn't hear him call himself that?
I know. I heard him say it, but I'm just saying.
Well, no, because
not everybody's on young boy.
Now he got out of jail. Now he's free. He's about to go on his death row shit.
Death row shit. What? Get out of here.
I'm just saying, like that's why I said that. I'm like, well, now he's gone full circle. He's gotten out of jail early because we thought he was done.
Yeah.
Everybody. That's
So he's back. So is he going to be back on set and he's just pretty much going to run it? Like,
I guess so. They wrote him out of the last couple episodes of the season. I know that much. So
you gotta get running back in.
you can run back in. It ain't hard.
It's either that or y'all gonna have to pay him. I'm assuming if he misses any money because of this, he's gonna start suing people.
Yeah, I thought they were saying that he was going to be pretty much fine. Like they were going to, just keep pretty much until the things were going to be like.
I just want to know if any famous people said anything against him on social media where they got to apologize.
Oh, a whole lot. That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm a regular fucking person. I don't care if you care about how I feel about you because I still think you lied. To me, this didn't prove that you didn't do this.
Yeah.
This is up there with the first R. Kelly verdict, back when he was like, oh well, he gotta quit. It's like, no, but we saw the video though. We know you did this. And I'm still on the Jussie. I believe you paid these Nigerian dudes to come jump you. It doesn't mean nothing that they said that we're not going to charge you for this. We still believe that this may have happened. You're on the OJ side of things at this point, where it's yeah, you got away with it. That's what we are right now. You got away with this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, and this now I'm at hopefully you never get your ass beat by a racist. Because we ain't now it's like
Cry wolf
right there, yeah.
You've lost your card now. Now white people can fuck with you.
God damn, no.
Come up missing now.
I don't want none of that to happen.
I'm just saying, bro. Real shit. If you it's the same. It's all that. I feel like it gotta be the same boat. For all of us that want equality and want us to be able to be people to be held accountable for what they do to us. Yeah. If you gonna go out here and lie, hey man, you gotta be out here on your own now. Mm-hmm. Because it's still a racist world.
The karma that you just brought upon yourself is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. This is definitely, I think it would be definitely an increase of definitely negative energy or whatever to him.
Are there any law shows still going on, Law and Order or anything that are still making new episodes?
Oh, if Law and Order is still running, they already got at least.
Ice Cube's already on.
Yeah, Ice Cube.
I say that episode because that was something I'm not a big Law and Order person. Not people with my mom, but I always my mom always tells me whenever there's an episode that's based on something that really happened. I would love to see the Jussie Smollett episode of Law and Order.
I don't know if they're still running. Are they still?
Or is it Criminal Minds now? Is everybody on Criminal Minds? Either way, I would be.
I don't know. I feel like
Chicago PD.
Somebody's gonna do it. I know. Yeah, Law and Order is good for that because they've done the Michael Jackson case. Yeah. They did a few cases.
So I'm I would be down to see the parody version because in my eyes these are basically parodies of certain shit. I would love to see that the TV version or something like that where they're gonna copy it.
Oh yeah.
Especially since I just don't get it. Again, Malachi's right. We happy you got off on one. I do agree with the judge that the end all of this crime would have been. You know what else? They did what they would have did if this was a white person. Keep it 100. Like, let's keep that real. Like, if a white person would have did the same thing, they would have did the same thing. They would have dropped the charges and be like, this isn't that big a deal. They could have what they were trying to talk to about on the news about giving him 5 years in prison and all that. That's what the max is. But in real life, this is how this is supposed to go if this is your first offense. And this is probably, I'm sure this is Jesse Smirt's first offense of any crime. This is how this is supposed to go. And how America's really supposed to work. If your first offense, we're not supposed to send people away for 25 years on your first offense or something that's not a serious crime.
Yeah.
No matter if now again, I still think you're a fucking liar and that you wasted everybody's time. That's me. But I don't think he deserved to go to jail forever or lose his career because he made one mistake. Like, and again, that's how the system's supposed to work for everybody, not just white people. And that's how it happened for him. Now, if he maybe would be able to throw some money to some people, we ain't gonna talk about that. But like, like I'm sure some money got exchanged. Like the judge got some, like his judge's daughter got some autographs and shit. Like
royalties for Empire Season 2.
Somebody's getting a cameo eating a hot dog on the side of the street.
Yeah,
like I'm sure something else happened, but I'm saying in real life this is how first offenses are supposed to work.
I think definitely if we're on his side, maybe some type of counseling or something like that. You know,
something.
There had to have been something arranged for him to like, you know, like just going back. He's like, hey, like you can't be going back out here and doing this bullshit. You know, like if this really is happening to you, you know, say something, but you can't be like a victim, but you made yourself the victim. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to hear or talk about him like that, or being the gay Tupac.
I'm happy you stopped yourself.
Yeah, I did stop myself.
I was ready.
In other news, before we get into the sports, I got some big comeback news. Huge comeback news in the rap game. If y'all remember, one time Jay-Z declared that no matter what, Bleek could go his whole career about one hit away. And no matter what, he got him. Well, Bleek says that don't matter, man. He's coming back. Bleek says he's about to make a comeback. He sees the mic, and he's thinking about dropping I'm assuming a mixtape. His last mixtape was The Movement 2 in 2014, so it's been a couple years.
Yeah.
But Memphis Bleek is saying that he might be dropping some music soon. This is really... Yeah, I was going to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
Yep.
Are you ready for the first Memphis Bleek...
EP?
Well, I was thinking about the collabos that could happen in 2019 or 2020.
What would it be then?
Ooh, Memphis Bleek Amigos.
No. What?
It's gonna happen.
No.
Because he's
not.
Yes, it will.
It will not.
I'm not Migos. I'm saying somebody that y'all didn't want him to collab with. It's gonna happen.
Jay-Z and Tidal are not.
He's not with Jay-Z no more though.
Is that all?
Not. He's like an independent thing. He's on one of those weird joints.
He still ain't no.
No.
Again, I'm not saying Migos literally. I'm trying to think like who else is out here that I'm like, oh, y'all ain't ready for this Memphis Bleek and like 21 Savage track to drop.
No, that may be like a...
That's a chance. That's the only one that'll be a
How about
chance.
T Grizzly?
That's a better chance.
Yeah.
He's the most suspect out of everybody we just named. I've seen the most, like, wasn't that the one that came out with super duper skinny jeans the one time? Or was that somebody else?
What?
I thought that was the dude.
Detroit?
I thought that was the dude that came down to Pittsburgh one day looking like.
No, you talking about I don't know his name.
Okay, so it's not him.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I know no.
He said no.
I know. Yeah, we are also no. We agree. We don't want that. No. But no, Memphis Bleek was definitely not doing the sucker route.
No, he's not gonna go Migos. He's gonna be like, oh, we'll get the.
You may a Young Thug hook.
I was gonna say Young Thug, the Baby, Gunna.
Baby them was cool. All of them are good. Like I don't see them as
They're in this.
new, but I don't see them as like suspect features.
So
The
all
Baby
right,
Gunna I don't see as a suspect feature.
DJ
Maybe
Khaled
not-
summer song?
shut up. The problem, no, this one's on DJ Khaled. If we're gonna go that route, the issue with DJ Khaled is his albums like I was listening to not DJ Khaled but the Travis Barker album that came out a couple years ago. The drummers give the drummer some.
Yeah.
Freeway and people like that. I think Meek was on the album. There are people that are like he made that entire that album as like a hip hop curation of him being able to do live drums with hip hop rappers. Except like one song has Slash on it, which is black also. But I'm gonna look this up real quick. But this is what people that do these albums do whenever they're gonna do big compilation albums. Their summer hits never gonna be that track. I think we've seen DJ Khaled try it really early with like Ace Hood and he couldn't make it happen. But they always have those songs like the one what DJ Khaled album recently came out Where my favorite track was the Jada Kiss Pusha T track, but that would never be. They would never make a video for that.
No, yeah,
They'll
no.
never make a
Or
video.
the sun on the cover or whatever.
Yeah. And the same thing, like you notice that, and I think this is something that DJ Khaled does to make sure that everybody still rocks with him. You notice every DJ Khaled album has like a straight up reggae track, and I think the last one had like 3. That because he has that community, but we'll never see the reggae song get the video.
No.
I think one time I've seen the reggae song for a DJ Khaled album get the video, but it's never gonna happen. Yeah, the Give the Drummer Some album had a track with RZA, and Raekwon. Not gonna get a video.
You're not getting the video as much as y'all want it.
As much as you want it. I think it deserved that video. Oh, my bad. It wasn't Memphis Bleak, and he's going to be mad because I mixed this up. There was a song called Just Chill with Benny Siegel and Bun B, which... But again, those people don't get the highlight of a video.
They ain't gonna,
Like, that song was the second to last track on that regular album.
You're not going to see no music video.
No. But you know what song got the music video and was the lead single for the album? Can a Drummer Get Some? Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Swiss Beats, and The Game. This album came out in 2011, so The Game was still somewhat higher relevance.
Yeah.
And remember, Game don't do features. You never see Game on features, so that was a rare Game feature for Game. You don't even see him on DJ Khaled albums. But that's what compilation albums are, is that you'll get the pure hip-hop artists aren't going to be anywhere near a single. You're going to get Justin Timberlake and Chance the Rapper on the single. Not Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber.
I mean, Timberlake can still do it.
Damn. You know what I respect about Justin Timberlake? Is I think the price is too high.
The price is too high?
Yeah, that's why you only see him on like Jay-Z tracks now. Gotta remember, back in the day, Justin Timberlake was on everybody's shit. He was on 50 Cent tracks and Nelly tracks and shit. Now it's like the people that are willing to pay Justin can get Justin on a hook.
Yeah.
You're not just getting Justin.
Yeah.
So let's switch up onto this NFL talk real quick. NFL rules changes have come up. The big NFL rule changes now you can finally challenge pass interference because of the missed pass interference call in the Super Bowl against the Patriots on Brandon Cook.
You mean, yeah.
Well, the NFL admitted that was a missed call yesterday. That's not the real reason, I understand, but that's my personal reason I'm going to go with. The real reason is because Roby Coleman gave that one dude off the Saints a concussion in the NFC Championship game, and that was a pass interference call that should have been called. I've always said it should have been called. I'm just saying that it's not my Rams' fault that the refs fucked that up. That's why everybody's like, "Oh, it's some bullshit. Y'all should have went to the Super Bowl." It's not my fault that the refs can't do their job. It's not. It is not my fault the refs can't do their job. And my kicker still kicked like a 60-yard field goal. I always hold that down. But saying that, I'm happy the rules changed. Even though, did you hear about what Sean Payton said when he went into the meeting to try to prove his point? He ain't say shit about the game. He was like, well, now since gambling is legal now, we got to make sure the integrity of the game is real because people be putting money on this now and there'll be a problem. He didn't even go in there with the this happened to my team argument, which is why Sean Payton is smart. Because he didn't make this about himself. Mm-hmm. Even though everybody in the world knows.
Oh yeah, he's definitely salty as hell. Don't get that wrong.
Like this is one of them ones where everybody in the world knows why you're here. You could try to make your point about something else, but we know why you're here.
That's a good point, though.
Oh yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money to be like legally gambling on. If somebody fucks up, like somebody's getting shot.
I mean,
somebody's gone. Okay, that's why you got to be even.
You make it sound like riverboat gambling.
You got a bunch of people in the casino watching the game, watching their money, watching the game, watching their money, and that person tells them that they lost their money because he chose not to get the call right. Yep. That's all I'm saying. I didn't agree and say the words he said, but yep.
I mean, if this happened in Pittsburgh, let's say AFC Championship in Pittsburgh, you're right there, like...
Jesse James don't get across the field goal, across the line.
It's happening.
There's about 25 people...
But betting on it now, though. Money on it.
There's 25 people inside that casino right next door. Right, it's like right there. They can spit at each other, and they coming out that door, they're like, I'm waiting outside. Thumbs up.
That would be wild. And
and the Ripper's right there too.
Oh no, I can see it. You're right. I can see it from the stadium. I understand that.
Just depending on how much someone put down and
how much
they didn't have, but they still put it down, and it was a sure thing. And now they weren't wrong; they were right, and it's still. Oh man.
They ain't just stealing Juju Smith's bike. They stealing his life.
They're all fucked up.
I'm just saying, when you put the money on, you need to be able to make sure there's challenge turnaround. So that being a role.
This is how I feel about what y'all saying. Here, for anybody that needs to hear it, 1-800-822-4700. That is the National Help Hotline for the National Problem Gambling Helpline Network. If you have a gambling issue that's that serious, if y'all need to know, again,
there's a number.
The issue is I gambled right and they're telling me I'm wrong. That's the issue.
One more time, 1-800-822-4700. If you need help with your gambling addiction.
No, I'm just needing them at the court hearing with me because we're going to jail.
Remember, somebody tried to sue them over the outcome of the game. I think it was a bunch of Saints fans. But
why not? Yeah, what the hell?
It didn't go anywhere.
It didn't do anything. Yeah,
It wasn't okay.
but I mean that's a good role. Didn't they change another role? That was like another challenging role or something.
Other thing about that rule is, are they going to challenge offensive pass interference? Because I was listening to somebody bring up the fact that what if you go to review this play, like one of these plays one day, and then you find out the play was offensive pass interference?
That can't happen.
It's happened in some other calls in the past. Like I think it's been fumbles. I think they figured out fumbles when somebody's challenged a fumble in the past, and it's actually ended up worse for the team that challenged the fumble, and they've made that call. But that would be the big one. You would end up with a pass interference penalty on offense. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hold up, I didn't challenge for that. It's like, well, that's what you got.
Yeah, you let us look at the play again, so.
I think.
Well, they also said no more blindside blocks, which boo. Yeah, I make my life playing football and blindsiding people. Like, I mean, keep your head on a swivel.
Sucker.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Watching for the Chiefs game.
Yeah. I think it's good. I mean, they got like 15 cameras up in there. They got every single angle. They shouldn't have an issue figuring out where the line is and or what pass interference it was or if it wasn't. I don't know.
Oh, blindside.
What blindside?
No, it's like you remember when Hines Ward broke dude's jaw? That play has basically been made illegal. The dude did not see that coming.
No. Hines Ward was out here. He took that 10-yard bump roll. He took that to heart. He's like, I'll fuck up dude because I know I ain't getting the ball. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm making sure he ain't gonna go anywhere.
So that hurt a little bit for my back in the career. Mm-hmm. Also, we are going to say the temporary retirement. Some people do not think it's a full retirement, but the retirement of Rob Gronkowski, arguably one of the top 3 best tight ends of all time. I'm not arguing if he's the best or not.
Okay, so you're just going to go 3?
I'm going between him,
Gonzalez, Winslow?
See, people have been arguing that one. I don't know if it's Winslow, Dicka, and there's a third one that's really old that I'm forgetting the name of. It's I think it was a former Colts tight end or something.
Yeah.
So people are arguing.
That's it? Those are your only tight end? There's no one...
No, because there's
Dicka, that was a wild.
That's
Dicka.
I
was Dicka. Dicka. Well, no, Dicka was one of the really first ones to be catching passes.
Yeah.
Even though he was only running 3 or 4 routes. You asked Dicka himself, he only had 3 routes.
Tecmo Bowl only had 4 plays, but they still won the greatest game. So we're not blaming that.
But no, if we're going Winslow, would probably be it.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, the thing people are going to say about Rob Gronkowski is it was only a 9-year career.
It was still a good career. I mean,
ring-wise and championship-wise.
For the way he held up with all them injuries, if you're going to be okay, half the
I
time.
was going to also say, one of the 3, because he won 3 Super Bowls, one of them Super Bowls he didn't play.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then on the other side of things, I compared it to this. Everybody on the planet blames the Detroit Lions for losing both Barry Sanders and Megatron too early. Mm-hmm. Because of their incompetence. Where we look at Rob Gronkowski as, this game fucked you up pretty badly. We understand that you just want to roll.
Yeah.
Where people aren't do we look at this differently because he got all the accolades, but he's still this game sucks, I'm out?
We feel I don't mind the return.
Yeah.
I understand the injuries. Is it because we feel he got it too easy? We just feel like it's just a...
The man's a polar.
But if you look at just highlights and shit, it looks like Gronk does nothing but score touchdowns or get 80
Yeah.
Oh, that's because
so is it because we feel it was so easy while you're retiring? But it's wait, look at all the plays. When I was getting fucked up.
2 things. It's the NFL's fault for going to 5'11" corners.
Yeah.
Because that's like every corner is like 5'11", and they got to get dudes like Aqib Talib to go out here and play against Gronk, which is cool. But then the people that are like Aqib Talib aren't up here to hit him up high. They're here to hit you in the thigh and lower, which is like we don't see that. We're all worried about head injuries, bro. It sucks when you can't walk.
Yeah.
Like when you wake up and it's like I'm just gonna sit here today. And that's the shit that people said about Gronk. Cause like after games, they would be like, his thighs would be swollen up after games. He'd be like 2 days. He wouldn't practice for the first 2 days of a week after a game because he couldn't really walk. Like that's why like you notice a lot of the star players don't practice at all. Gronk wasn't really practicing anymore. He was still working out and keeping himself in shape, but he wasn't wasting time on the field getting hit for no reason anymore. Like so, and then again, he was only 29, 30 years old. Like I think he's 29.
I think that's it. So I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, if he's getting out early, you know, I think it's definitely worth it for his like health. I think it's definitely a good choice to do.
Shout out to
if you're comparing it to like Barry Sanders and like,
I compare it to those because again he retired really early, and Barry Sanders is arguably again people argue him as the best running back of all time.
Just about
Megatron, because of the shortness of his career and the fact that we've seen wide receivers go to almost 20 years like Jerry Rice and Randy Moss and those guys. And we've seen wide receivers one position where if you retire early, we're probably not going to give you the accolades just because of how gaudy some of the wide receiver stats are. And again, people like Isaac Bruce aren't in the Hall of Fame. So those are going to be, it's harder for a wide receiver to retire early and I think still get in. Gronk will be in the Hall of Fame. That's easy for him. And actually, I think it's a good thing that Gronk retire early because you know what it's going to make people do? It's also going to make people look at Jason Witten and understand Jason Witten's probably not a Hall of Fame tight end.
Oh damn! Yeah, he's had consistent stats. I think he might have had a few good years.
Go ahead and put him in the Cowboys Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
he is not a Hall of Fame
he's
tight
like
end.
a Pro Bowler. He has a lot of Pro Bowls. I mean,
that's cool. If there's a Pro Bowl Hall of Fame, put him up in there.
Damn, he might be. Yeah.
So and also shout out to former Woodland Hills Wolverine.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski. People forget about that. Right up the road, about 20 minutes away.
Just not even.
If that.
Yeah.
So he used to play over here getting it in. So it's nice to see. Like I said, again, I know a lot of people want to go, oh, he was a Patriot, da 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 da. I am for sure out of all the Patriots players, even over Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski. If there was people that knew the fix was in, Gronkowski was not the person they was letting know. Like that's one thing I can say about Rob Gronkowski is Rob Gronkowski is probably the most innocent Patriots player of all the Patriots players. He just comes up to laugh and go play football. He's that's the one reason I like Gronk is he seems like one of the innocent dudes. It's like he's out here having fun, playing football and drinking beer and doing it. Like he's a party dude. Like he's a frat boy.
Yeah.
I don't look at Rob Gronkowski as like a person that's out here to be like. I don't look at him as like Bill Belichick. Like, I look at Bill Belichick like, no, you're out here trying to get... And again, that's his job. He's the head coach. But you're out here trying to get every little yard, every little tweak, little advance. That's why I believe you've cheated a lot in your life. So I'm like, I tell people that all the time. Bill Belichick, I don't blame the players. I blame Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the players are not the cheaters. It's the head coach who is responsible for the team. If the head coaches decided to make decisions to cheat, that's what it is.
Yeah. But
I don't believe they're out here telling Rob Gronkowski to fix it. Like, Rob Gronkowski caught these footballs, and it's like, hey, the ball feels a little bit lighter. Like, no, Gronk, it's cool. Just keep on catching them. Like, you sure? Yeah. Like, it's a little soft, man. Like, you sure you don't want me to go get him to pump it up? Gronk, it's okay. Just catch the balls.
Yeah.
That's what happened that day. I bet Gronk figured out the balls were a little underinflated, and he wanted to go take it to the ball boy, and they were like, Gronk, chill. Don't worry about it. Don't say nothing either.
That's funny. I think he's a good boy on things, but I don't know. I think him going, that should be cool. I mean, if he switches career wise right now.
See, that's the thing. Everybody keeps on thinking he's going to WWE. Dude. No matter how fake wrestling is, that shit still hurts.
It's still gonna hurt, but I feel like he can be out. Like I think he'd be fine being out because like he can talk a lot of shit still. Like. Everybody did like some.
No, that's the other thing about Rob Gronkowski. No matter what, the other thing we like about Rob Gronkowski is we don't understand that he's not that great at talking. Like being in the WWE, like again, watch wrestling as a kid. I'm not that big into it now, but when I understand about wrestling now is the only way to be good at WWE is not to be the best wrestler on the planet. You gotta be able to talk that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like if you can't talk, like what I understand right now about wrestling is the reason that fans don't like Roman Reigns is he doesn't really know how to talk. Like the Roman Reigns is supposed to be like the new big guy, the white dude with the long hair that everybody's supposed to love. But nobody likes him because he's not good at talking. Mm-hmm. And unless you got a good stick outside of that, like if you're like the Undertaker, where you don't really need to have like real dialogue, like you just have to scare the shit out of people. That's different. Yeah. That's still an ambience of the few words he says are supposed to scare the shit out you.
Yeah.
Or you're supposed to be like The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin, where you're just talking that shit and people love you.
Yeah.
But if you can't figure out a way in there, you're going to fall. That's why Ronda Rousey isn't working. I've been hearing a lot that Ronda Rousey's not working in the WWE because she can't talk. She was never really a shit talker when she was in UFC. She just disrespected people, really. Yeah. That's all she ever did to me when she was in UFC. It's like she didn't respect the people she was fighting until she got knocked the fuck out. Like if you listen to her talk about all her opponents in UFC, it was basically like the disrespect that they shouldn't even be fighting her.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that's all the shit talk she has. Conor McGregor would have been a great WWE wrestler. That's the person that would have been able to do it. Yeah, I was going to get into that. But Conor McGregor talks shit. Rob Gronkowski doesn't seem to talk shit to me. It's like frat boy talk shit where it's like, shout out to my boy Vinny. But like my boy Vinny back in the day, his comeback to talk shit on him was just fuck you. Because he didn't know how to have any other comeback. It was just fuck you.
It's the spike of that ball. When he spikes the ball and there's a little woo, it's like, Gronk won. Like,
but it's not gonna get more intricate than that.
I feel like a face spike, like he would grab somebody's head and spike.
But that would be the move.
That is finisher.
See, that would make it. That's the understanding of how lame that would be. A turnbuckle spike to the head is his special move.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there has to be something. Like, I think he could do it. He just needs a little, maybe coached on. Like.
I mean, obviously, but I don't think it's that serious for now. If I was Gronk,
you
I'd
don't
go
think
to
he
moves.
needs the money? Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Like I feel like he'd be a great James Bond villain, like the next Jaws.
No.
You don't think he could be Jaws?
No. I don't think he could be an actor.
I don't think he can be an actor, honestly.
If he's gonna be in the WWE, then he needs to be able to be an actor.
Whoa. No. You start in the WWE to move up to acting.
Yes.
Do y'all see the movies that was made with them actors? You want to say?
I like the early Rock movies.
There's a couple of them were good, but
what was the
John Cena one? The Marine.
John Cena.
Everybody else in that movie who was wrestlers. The Marines.
First thing, I don't think John Cena's a good actor at all. No. Y'all act like The Longest Yard wasn't okay. There was a lot of wrestlers in that movie. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a racist in that movie.
Yeah.
And the Great Khali was a wrestler. That giant dude was technically a wrestler. It was like before they let him come out, though.
He wrestled long. Stone Cold wrestled for a while.
Yeah, but he was been there. Yeah,
he got his acting up. He had his mic time in wrestling before he got to that movie.
Yeah,
but he said the Marine. I'm like, I can't defend that. Because you know what kills me is now they're like on the Marine 5, and now the Miz is the Marine. I'm like,
oh damn.
Yeah, the Miz is now like the lead character to the Marine movies, and I'm just like, dude, and Marine, and then I found out the Miz has like his own reality show on USA. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was that fucking famous.
Yeah, he's fairly famous. I didn't know he was like that too. But
also, shout out to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They came out and donated a couple $1 million to the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to them. But yeah, isn't Kurt Angle? Isn't he retiring? Or
oh yeah, well, man, fuck Kurt Angle's brother, man. He fucked up what was supposed to be a good.
Yeah,
Kurt
it was like
because Kurt Angle was supposed to have his last. He's supposed to fight at WrestleMania. It's supposed to be his retirement.
Yeah, and
then then your brother's out here choke slamming kids. And on the side. So yeah, shout out to Kurt. Hey. I don't know, man. The weird part about Kurt Angle was when I was in wrestling as a kid is he was from Pittsburgh, and I hated this nigga. Like, I hated the fact that he was a representation of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I also understood that he was the only reason I could make a creative player in the WWE games and make him from Pittsburgh. Because at that time, like back in like 04, 03, if you made a creative player in any game that wasn't like a sports game, you couldn't say Pittsburgh. Like Fight Night didn't have Pittsburgh. Back in the day, if you created your boxer in Fight Night back in the day, you had to either pick Philly or whatever city you rock with the most. But you either had to pick. I usually went with Chicago because y'all know my Chicago ties. But the closest city was Philly or Cleveland. Pittsburgh was not in the game. I knew for the only reason that Pittsburgh was in the WWE games was Kurt Angle.
Is he from Oakland?
No, I thought they were from Mount Lebanon.
Is he from? Oh yeah, you know what? He's from Mount Lebanon. Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking somebody else.
It's really from. That's something we have to look up one day because I don't know people that are just like we are from Oakland.
How do you like? Is there? Is there families out there? Like,
No, there's people that live in Oakland. I've
lived there the whole lives. We're talking 18 years.
That's what I'm confused about. Is there anybody that's just like what part of the city you from? And I'm like, I'm from Oakland. Like that's where you are born and bred is from Oakland.
Not in school.
That's my thing. Like I don't know anybody from that says that. I know there are people that there's houses in Oakland that aren't part of the schools, that aren't like frat dorm houses. Like I know for a fact that people live in Oakland and commute and have their families in Oakland. But I don't know anybody that's been there since the 50s.
Yeah, I don't.
Like where like I got this house from my granddad.
Yeah, I don't know nobody like that. Yeah.
So no, like you like. Is anybody from Oakland? Like no, I can't say that. Like all the areas around Oakland, like the Hill, Garfield, or no, Greenfield. My bad.
Greenfield,
Shady. So there's even people that say they're from Shady Side. That's even harder for me to believe sometimes. But yeah, there's people that say they're from Shady Side. They're from East Liberty, which is more of a business area at this point than a residential area.
Yeah. But
you do not hear anybody say they're from Oakland.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know anybody. Other than I think on the sign,
I feel like the only other place in the city that's like less represented by people that would say they live there would be the North Shore and the Strip District. Which again, and then the Strip District's going to change because they're building places for people to live in the Strip District right now. But the only other place where I can say nobody's saying they live or they're from is the North Shore, and that's it. Yeah. And the North Shore has nowhere for people to live.
That's wild.
That's what. Yeah,
Oakland does actually. That's what makes it so hard to believe. Oakland has houses, and they're all college students.
And the only other place would be the South Side, but there's people that say they're from the South Side or at least the slopes.
From the slopes, yeah. I don't know about the flats.
I mean, I believe that. See,
I believe that. I
just feel like you've lived a real different life. Like if you're from Pittsburgh and your whole life has basically lived in the South Side, you have a different Pittsburgh experience than the rest of Pittsburgh. Like not even like white or black, just like in the idea that like you didn't see the rest of the city the same. So that's what worries me. Like if you say you're from the slopes, and I feel like you've at least gone up to Mount Oliver and like the Knoxville and seen shit a little bit if you're on the slopes. But if you just said if you say you're from the flats, I kind of worry. I don't really know if I want to fuck with you if you're like you're from the
corner store. It's all gas
station. Yeah, it's all gas station. Yeah.
Like that'd be my worry. It's like I'm from the South Side Flats. I'm like, what? You were born in the flats? Like like down on 20th or something. Like oh no. It's like so your dad owns a bar.
Yeah.
Only way.
For real, yeah.
So, but no, like that was a good question though. Like people that are from Oakland, it just doesn't exist.
I don't know. Yeah, there might be somebody, but I don't know.
Because I always wonder about the people that say they go to Oakland Central Catholic. I'm like, but y'all don't live anywhere near here.
Yeah, no, they're coming out. No, these people are paying to go to that school. I don't know nobody going.
Like their home football games, half of them are at Highmark Field. Some of them I think are out of Woodland Hills. I've heard sometimes because they don't have a home football stadium.
Oh,
they're one of the best teams, but they don't have a home football stadium.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
So real quick, I found this earlier. I found this a few days ago. Worst hip hop lines by artists that you've heard in the past few years. I just want to know, like everybody knows my worst, but I want to know what y'all think is the worst. Here come some of the ones that from prominent artists. This one I do not think is a bad one. I think he did this on purpose. The F is for phenomenal, Lil Wayne, which obviously phenomenal starts with a PH, but I always believe he said that on purpose. In Too Deep, like Mekhi Phife, obviously Mekhi Phife wasn't in that movie. It's fucking facts. Even though that's not my worst Kanye line, and I'll say that when we get to the end of this. Reebok's on I Just Do It. That's one of the worst because Rick Ross is sponsored by Reebok. And if I was an exec at Reebok, I'm like, you do know we're not giving you one of your checks because of this.
Me giving you one of your checks? Get out of here.
Bro, like you can't be fucking up your endorsements like this. Like this is an endorsement that you have. And you out here making Nike Reebok lines that make no sense. It just make no sense. And the last one, which I didn't know Quavo did this, and I also don't know what song this is. I'll eat a nigga ass like an almond joy.
That don't make sense though.
Nah, but didn't Biggie do that once?
What, that?
I don't think he said he asked like an almond
on that one. No.
So, like I said, my worst line.
Hold on. Jeez.
So my worst line is always, because I'm a history buff and I'm like a history nerd, is always it's either Black Skinheads or New Slave line for Kanye. I forget which song it is. It's off the same album. Where he says, I keep it 300 like the Romans. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you're not in the history, if you watched 300, you knew it was not Romans.
Yeah.
Like, there were no Romans in that movie.
I wasn't even in like Italy.
Right.
Like a whole nother like.
Every time I heard that, because I actually thought that was one of the doper songs from Yeezus. Yeezus is a weird album to listen to if you're a Kanye fan. Yeah. But that was one of the better tracks on the album. And that whole part where I'm just like, bro, like, I know you got niggas in the studio that are smarter than this and that decided not to tell you that this line makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So that's always been one for me that just didn't. I've always been like, yo, that makes no fucking sense. I can't live with that.
Quavo's is the most pause-worthy. Definitely it's the Rick Ross one because that's rap 101. Everybody's first metaphor is just do it like Nike and Reeboks. So everybody knows just do it is the first metaphor you ever use. Like, so to say just do it like Reebok, like, or that's just dumb on dumb and top of the endorsement thing. But yeah, that's just stupid. And it kills that song because listening to the song, that actually fucks up the song because you hear that and you go, huh? So, the Lil Wayne one, I'm like you. I've never stopped and like, oh, he spelled it wrong. I thought he was just being funny because of the sound.
That's Lil Wayne.
But that one, you go, wait, did you just say just do it? And Reebok, and you forget the next 3 lines he said. So I think that one is the worst one. Just me personally. For the Rick Ross one. But I can never repeat the Quavo one either.
No, I ain't gonna repeat that. No, I don't even know what track, and I don't even know.
All right, James, do you have anyone that's been a line that you've remembered over the years that was just that bad?
I can't even think of I don't know. There's.
In hindsight, because I just went to a website to look up like purposely bad lines. In hindsight, I never thought about how bad this line from Nothing But a G thing was. Never let me slip, because if I'm slipped, then I'm slipping.
It wasn't creative. It wasn't a bad line. Yeah. It wasn't nothing.
If you want to,
if you slip, then you slip it. Yeah, Captain Obvious. But it rolled off the tongue well.
Yeah,
there was a lot of questions.
It sounded real good though.
Yeah, I mean it is stupid. Slang. Don't walk on water because if I slip, then I'm slipping. Yeah, dumb. Yeah, sure. But
There's a lot of questionable lines back in the 90s though too. I'll say.
Oh, there were some horrible lines in the 90s, but that one.
As you saying that one?
As like being totally off. The Mackay Fife is horrible. It makes me forget who the fuck was in the movie every time now. I should say Mackay Fife, now forget the real actor's name. Like, anybody who was the real actor in 2D? It was like, LL Cool J. And who was the guy? Who was Jay Reed? You're not a cop, Jay Reed. Who was Jay Reed?
I mean, you're right.
That's why he probably said Mackay Fife, because no one knows who was in that damn movie. So now I take that back. I don't blame Kanye, because none of us even know who the hell the real dude was. Now we're Googling it right now.
Yeah. Well, no, because Kanye made a really big thing once that he doesn't that he makes a lot of his rhymes off of pop culture and movies, and that's why I understood why he gets.
But then he freestyle.
That's where I think things are going.
If you freestyle, you can get it wrong. If you sat and wrote, that means you just fucked it up for all of us because you should have found out dude's name first before you go to say
Omar Epps.
Omar Epps.
Yeah.
See? It was Omar Epps, not Mackay Fife. Omar Epps is like, he probably hates that. Yeah. Now, as Omar Epps was... Yeah. Why they hates that? Like, who the fuck was Mackay Fife in that movie? I worked hard to get that. Yeah, that's fucked up. I couldn't see the face of the dude. I just knew LL was in that motherfucker. But wow. But no, you can't say just do it and not know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
But we're all with the idea that the Quavo line is just suspect.
That's just we're gonna find out something about Quavo a little later on.
I don't want to find out.
No. Now Biggie said some suspect, but it was I know where you're going, but it wasn't that. The 2 lines Biggie may have said that he would give you anything questionable is when he said he knows some guys that'll fuck him in the ass and throw him over the bridge. When he was saying that he'll get somebody raped. I mean, and then he said when he was telling the girl she was so fine I suck your daddy's dick.
That was the one.
That was more of a saying this girl was so damn fine that you would say something so abstract like that. That's what that was. It wasn't no. Let me go honor this man for making it. No.
I've always looked at that. The first line you said about Biggie, the same way I look at like the 4 billion dick sucking lines that DMX has dropped over the years, where I'm just like.
He's letting you know there's jail culture out here and the street culture that will do some shit to you.
Yeah.
So he's saying that. But Quavo's just saying, I don't know how you equate Almond Joys with it. That's just some other shit that you found out. That's something different. Period.
You got that to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why that line's always, because I understand. Again, if you really are that struck on what Lil Wayne said, then that's fine. But Lil Wayne's had way worse lines, like way worse over his career.
And he doesn't write either. So,
He did.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, around that time, there was more.
I just believe that he knew that Phenomenal started with a PH. I really believe that.
I think, yeah. I don't think he.
Now with Kanye's, again, you were wrong and you don't have friends. That's
That
why.
was just wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just factually wrong. It's just
Yeah.
factually wrong. It's not even like that's it. And then with what's the other one we were talking about? Rick Ross is just wrong because you just sounds like you just making shit up and you just don't know what you're talking about.
No, that was 100%.
No, you knew you
that was
were
the
wrong.
line. That was the worst line.
Because we believe that Ross knew that he was wrong. Where like Kanye might have actually just been ignorant of the
Yeah.
He had to Google who actually was in the movie, so
Yeah.
I can't blame him for that name. But
And then,
Reebok and Just Do It. Come on.
Come on,
then-
you know that.
Also, do we even know what song this is from Quavo?
No.
Because I know the songs that all these other three
I
are
don't even
from.
think it was on a song.
Yeah, I think
I
he
mean,
said
they
it.
just-
I think he just said it. That was an interview. He might have said that was a freestyle, guys. It's like,
I gotta go find this. I'm mad.
You're gonna find the song off of that line?
That's what I'm mad about.
Clear your search history.
Yep.
yeah.
Clear your search history after that.
It's Q, Young Nigga featuring Migos. Oh, that's a terrible name.
Exactly. And
And you know, when we get off air, we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to listen to this to figure out
No.
I'm at least gonna have to figure out what the context of the sentence before and after this line is. I gotta find out now, because without context, we don't understand. You had to explain the context of the Biggie verse. Without the context, we wouldn't understand what was going on.
what are you gonna find out about an almond? What? Before sentence. What sentence after this almond joy is gonna tell you, oh, no, brother, I don't think this is gonna work on this song.
Oh no, I don't either. Again, what's weird is I've been listening to a lot more solo Migos recently, but like I've had like the solo artists as a whole. But Migos is getting into a weird place now where I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm just wondering what makes an almond joy.
You're asking too many questions. You're asking too many questions on that one. That was not where because I just want to find out what the context of the lyrics around.
Is it like
I don't
because
want
it
to
got
know.
little nuts in there? And,
People.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know the exact reason why the almond joy is part of the line. I just want to know.
What did they call it in jail? Come on, toss the salad.
Phew.
He's gone. Forget Quavo.
There goes Offset, take off. So,
In other news, we also have DaBaby has an unreleased collaboration with J. Cole. I think that'd be the dope. I think that'd be the track of the year.
Okay.
If that dropped and it was dope, I think it'd be track of the year immediately.
it has a chance. It definitely has my interest. When is it like?
No, it's something they've recorded like months or a year ago, so it's just something that's out there.
It's on the same CD as that Quavo song.
What?
I'm just saying, never heard. Of it.
And we're about to try some food, but while we're hitting some food up, we have a general topic that we can talk about Pittsburgh wise. It was brought up by the Peculiar Pittsburgh, theincline.com. Why Pittsburghers add S's to the end of words. So we'll talk about that while we try it's not what I think it is, so I'm gonna wait. Okay. He's over here.
The silence.
He's over. No, because he's over here being
He
serious.
didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
Nobody
Nothing.
goes to you and you're supposed to say something. It was
I'm
real,
just leaving it suspenseful.
or you just struggle. Yeah, we're watching you struggle right now.
It's just
on camera.
this is what we always do every like show. These bottles are just
Is it even a twist?
supposed to be a twist.
You crack that shit in your hand and we're going to the hospital.
You off camera, at least. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't want to be on camera trying to struggle with this.
And you're white, so you'll start getting like real red and purple.
Period. James, pass out of here. I don't think it's a twist off there, James.
I don't think it is either.
Wait, they're off then.
What?
All the other
Yeah,
ones.
all the other ones. That's what I'm saying. Like all the other ones have been. All right.
So in the
There was
past,
another person back here.
oh shit. Okay, so you got your own issues. Oh, that's not the worst one. So in the past, Pittsburgh have put S's on the end of words of basically stores. When I read about this article, it's basically the idea that Pittsburgh in the beginning, most of the stores were owned by mom and pops and people that owned the businesses that they worked for or owned the businesses they ran. And we just turned it into the things we do with corporate businesses like J.C. Penney's. People call Panera Bread Panera's bread, which I don't.
Wait, that's still an answer why there's an S. So what? Because it was mom and pops.
Because most people's stores back in the day were the names of
the Joneses.
Yeah.
So everything.
Joneses Pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
Mike's Mechanic Shop. Like it was people's real shops back in the day. And Pittsburghers don't like change.
At all. At all. If you don't believe it, check the story about why Pittsburgh still has an H at the end of its name.
Yeah, because they tried to take the H away once.
No.
Yeah, and it was the only burg in America that has an H at the end.
There's a Pittsburgh, Florida that doesn't have the H.
There's no Petersburg, any burg, there's no H.
Yeah.
There's a
Pittsburgh.
Well, for major cities, there are a couple of the cities around Pennsylvania that have the H. I found out recently.
Who? We're gonna go take them H's.
Take some H's. Let's get out of here.
But yeah, but no, most cities don't have the word burg in it anymore.
Yeah,
right? With the H in it at least.
But so like Giant Eagles.
Giant Eagles.
I'm going on to Giant Eagles.
Again, that's adding the S on your own. There's no S at the end of Giant Eagles.
Yeah.
Real, because I definitely say Giant Eagles.
Yeah, like you toss the S in, yeah.
Blew my mind. Wow.
Yeah, that's like the
Wait, that was the first time you figured that out?
Yeah, yes. I'm from Pittsburgh. We don't look at stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
don't really look at it until you like.
This is why we having this conversation.
I just found out, like, when they had the whole thing, do you say Braddock or Braddock? Mm-hmm. And someone was like, Braddock. Like,
Yeah, which way is to say
I
it?
say Braddock.
Braddock.
I say Braddock.
Now, do you say Braddock Hills or Braddock Hills? Like,
Braddock
you say
Hills.
one the right way and the other?
No, it's all one way for me. I say Doc.
I say
Dog?
like Braddock.
Braddock? I think it's Brick.
Everybody say it different.
Like Riddick? Braddock?
But see,
Yeah, I say Braddock.
you know what's the weird part of that?
Braddock?
That's one of the one town names that isn't French. Like, we're fucking up English at that point. One of us are. I don't know which one of us are right. But we're fucking up English at this point. Like, Versailles is different. Like, that's really Versailles. The real name.
Yeah, you ask everybody in Pittsburgh, they're going to say Versailles. Yeah, but if you're saying like French-wise, yeah, that's Versailles.
If you say North Versailles to me, we have.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck you talking.
I
Yeah.
don't fuck with you no more.
Where's that at? I'd be like,
If you say some bullshit shit like I'm from North Versailles,
get the fuck out of here.
you.
You from East McKeesport, like you.
I'm down
Yeah.
with it. Oh, I'm talking dirty about your whole neighborhood now. You will not be bougie. North Versailles. My ass. That's
Another thing is, I don't know how to pronounce Duquesne right. Like, I know how to pronounce Versailles right because there's like history context to that. Well, because there's the Kingdom of Versailles. That's where people like famous people get married in Europe, and the Treaty of Versailles that like I think ended World War I.
I skipped a lot of school.
So
Yeah.
the Treaty of Versailles was what they signed to help end World War I.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, and it's literally the same spelling. I've never heard anybody say Duquesne the right way.
Is it a Duquesne?
Duquesne's a French word.
So it's like Duquesne.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah. What is that?
That's like Center Avenue.
Huh?
Center Avenue. It's really Century.
It's right too. He's right about that.
Century Ave.
It's
I'm gonna need this knowledge lesson of me being wrong in my pronunciations to be over. I'm telling y'all what you're not gonna do today is tell me about myself.
He's right about that. That's the same thing with the stadium for all the Toronto teams that play like big sports. It's Century Bank Field, but they spell it with the C-E-N-T.
The R first, because it is spelled.
Yeah, and that's really what Center Ave was supposed to be like too.
Well, to the point of ignorance, Belmar Gardens, where I'm from, you know, the streets, there's only 2 streets. Belmar Gardens is like 2 streets. It's Van and Tilden, but it's Van Drive. Our street sign has said Van Road my whole life. Everybody, it says, if you drive on our street, it says Van Road. And all of us write Van Drive down. No one said, I don't know which one's right. But I know we look at it every day and don't write that. I know I tell you every day I live on Van Drive and I look like, damn, I live on Van Road. But guess what I'm telling you when I ask for a jitney? Van Drive.
Well, no. What about living up in the meadows?
That's the whole city. So we all get these streets wrong.
Well, what about living up in the meadows? Because when I first moved up there, and I know for a fact we say it wrong, because if you just look up how vowels go together, like fucking hooked on phonics type shit, we say Needler. It should be pronounced Nodler. There's a road. Yeah, it should be pronounced Nodler. We say
I
Needler.
just stopped saying it altogether.
I did too.
I just like, yeah, up around, yeah, and make you say it. Yeah, up around, yeah.
But like we've been pronouncing that street wrong from the jump. It really should be pronounced Nodler. We all in this room will say Needler when we see the street name, and I do not know why.
In numbers. Do you see the power in Fuck what it says.
Yeah, fuck what it says.
We're all going to say this.
Yeah, with this.
So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the news says Center Ave.
They do.
No.
Yeah, so we can't be blamed for that. The news.
Well, we also do it to people's
You
names.
can't be blamed for your ignorance. Someone else's ignorance does not excuse your ignorance, James. The first thing, ignorance does not excuse you for not knowing the court of law. And that's the first thing they let you know.
Well, there's also
Library is free for everybody.
I forget what news site she works for, but there's y'all know Sally Wiggin?
Yeah.
Sally
Channel 11.
Channel 11. Her biggest issue, because she's being from working in Pittsburgh, is people automatically call her Sally Wiggins.
Yeah, she does have
Yup.
this on her name.
Yup. She is Sally Wiggins.
But her name
Yup.
is Wiggin. It's just Wiggin.
Hey,
There's no S on her name.
you want to keep catching them checks? You want to keep answering the Wiggins?
Damn right.
That's what. But look, the first person that brought that to my Jesse Owen. Now I said his name that way.
Jesse Owens.
The,
Yep.
the comedian.
Oh yeah, his name is just
He said, or Gary Owen.
Gary Owens, yeah. Oh.
But he said black people add S's on everything. And he said, my name is Gary Owen. Look, all black people call me Gary Owens. That whole time. And I was like, that's when I first realized it. Like, yep, we just add S's and, yeah, extra plurals. And, hey, that's persistence, baby. It's like, see, you can change shit. You just focus
let's
on
try
changing the
this.
wrong things.
So let's try. What is this, James, that I'm about to drink?
We tried maple syrup.
We didn't have any clean glasses, so I just poured it in what I brought.
So we get it.
Unfiltered maple syrup soda.
Okay.
So I'll try it.
All right.
It smells horrible. Not like wood.
This isn't the worst. I'm also gonna say that I was fat enough at one age that I can admit that I've drank syrup straight.
Yeah,
out
this
of
is
a
like
bottle.
syrup.
It ain't bad. It's just like syrups in it.
Yeah.
It's called syrup.
No, I'm talking about.
I apologize for my guest.
We had a root beer and I poured syrup in it. The kid just poured some syrup in it.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
so you got kids. So that's okay. You may have tried.
No, he's right though. He's right though. It does have like that root beer cream soda. Like it would be in that. If they made this a normal drink, it would be in that line of drinks.
I woke up the next day after a club. I thought I just had a flat cream soda. Or I did something wrong to my cream soda. Like, and then when I tasted it, and be like, what did I do to that cream soda? And kept moving. But
Yeah.
it is.
Went flat.
Yeah, it tastes like you left it in the windowsill, got hot and cold, back and forth for some bullshit. We have all been there.
Yeah.
So no, but it's definitely not the worst.
No.
Since I'm getting tired of people reposting the stuff we've already drank, acting like they just found that shit.
Yeah. It's still gluttonous. Like, I don't want to be like,
No, this will get really weird to drink a whole bottle.
I don't want to burp. Is it wrong that I want to burp off of drinking maple syrup? Where it's not like,
But it doesn't taste like that.
We've birthed off of worse.
I know. But it just makes me feel like I'm fat because I'm just like, had a whole, like,
We
give me
had
that Mrs. Butterworth when you go to the store. When you go, give me that butter flavor next time because I'm going to get hooked on it because I've been drinking it. Yeah, give me a 6-pack, Lester. Yeah, I don't think I like stuff like this. This is shit you just tried at home when you were little, and now Lester's making you spend money for it.
I wouldn't buy this. Yeah, 6-pack.
Now it smells like breakfast. Like,
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing. Like honestly, breakfast is not the worst thing you can smell out. Oh well, yeah. No, it'd be different if it was sticky.
Yeah, this is sticky. It's always you always have syrup. You sticky on
But
something.
it just feels like I just got syrup. Like,
Also, I think you posted this one. The Roberto Clemente Museum will be having an open house, the second open house of the year, Sunday, March 31st on 3339 Penn Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Adults are $20, $10 for children, students, and military ID holders.
It's supposed to be the largest Roberto Clemente collection.
so this is the first time. Like,
Second
this
time.
Is
This is the
Second
second.
time open house.
okay. Because I was going to say I never even knew this museum
It's
existed.
brand, yeah.
And I
brand
felt real bad. Roberto Clemente, like, I was like, damn, I'm dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, well, how have we been here for a
where's
minute?
this at? And where do I put the S at the end of this? I don't know.
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, the museums. Like, I didn't know there was a museum. Okay, but I know I'm not going because $20. I'm sorry. I'm one of them people, you had me all the way until $20.
He said $20. I'm
You had
sorry.
me until $20.
I hate to say that, but yeah, I mean, like the Carnegie Museum's like 13, if that.
And then you can get like $1 with food stamp card or some
Food stamp
shit.
card, you
Like
can.
there's food
4
stamp
people.
card. You can go 4 people to any museum,
4.
including Andy Warhol.
Okay.
So now Roberto's above the not I'm not.
Oh,
Roberto had nothing to do with this. Roberto had nothing to do with it. Come on, y'all. Museum wise,
He said, "Is he above Andy Warhol?"
no, I'm saying is he above the food stamp kids allowing them to go see the museum for their price? That's what I'm saying. Like Now that's a whole different argument. And you're gonna put him above Eddie. We can talk about it.
Andy Warhol didn't like Pittsburgh, so I've never really rocked with Andy Warhol.
He's from Oakland.
He didn't like.
He's from Oakland.
Now you want to pass somebody from Oakland. He's the only person that lived in Oakland.
I think him, Bruno San Martino.
I said I know one of the quarterbacks, like one of the famous.
Definitely looked up some shit.
Wait, Bruno Sam. You gotta look that one up. I thought he was from Lebanon too. I know one of the quarterbacks that are famous from Pittsburgh. I know it's not Montana because he went to Ringgold. So
Marino?
I think Marino might have been from Oakland.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
His restaurants in Oakland.
I think he's from. Yeah, I think he's from Oakland.
Where's Pharrell from?
Shut up.
So I'm checking Andy now because I want to make sure.
I think.
What happened to him?
I want to
Silly
know.
Park happened
What happened to that?
to Silly Park happened to Slash.
So yeah, but yeah, I think you're right. I know Marino went to Central Catholic, which doesn't guarantee that you're from Oakland. I feel like in the 70s or 60s, if you went to Central Catholic, you probably lived closer.
Why is you trying to make her?
Did you wish that you went to Central Catholic or something? Like did you miss out on something? Oh. So
I don't know. I think that's a cool. Hopefully, the museum's cool. I mean, it better be a big, like big museum or something.
Go live on their Facebook.
do you being a person who that dates a Puerto Rican woman, do you think it should be in Puerto Rico instead of Pittsburgh?
Damn straight it should be. I mean, I think we should have another one.
Oh, I was gonna say, goddamn, we don't get one.
We get one too. Like we can have like a like it could be.
Known for being a pirate. Like,
Well, hold on. Well, he's gonna have one here no matter what. He has a mural like I don't think Puerto Rico has a mural like that.
They should.
They should.
Here's a bridge.
Yeah.
This bridge is the bridge.
Yeah. What more do you? Yeah. Well, so I mean.
Just saying it. I love how that was gonna be a fight between y'all two. Yeah, it should be in Puerto Rico. Wait, hold up, no, there needs to be one in Pittsburgh.
I think what's it? I think definitely there should be one in Puerto Rico, but I mean definitely there should be one. I mean there already is one here, but I mean like
apparently y'all didn't.
Yeah, but I mean like I said, there probably should be one in Puerto Rico. I mean like I think it definitely means a lot to Puerto Ricans and anyone who's coming up. Like I mean it's probably one of the best baseball players around at the time. Humanitarian, yeah. So I mean I think it's just good. It's always good to like contribute, contributions to famous, people that did stuff for the city. I think we should do something for Mac Miller. I see stuff over in like L.A. and New York. It's like, what do we really got?
The city. Have you seen how the city reacted when Google Maps changed the name of Blue Slide Park?
I mean, that was a big deal.
Yeah, but like, did you read the comments?
No, I didn't see the comments.
Yeah, that's why we're probably not going to do that anytime soon.
What was the?
Don't do that. Don't do that. We ain't gonna go down no negative road.
I believe that Blue Slide Park should be changed. The name of that section of the park, because people keep on acting like it's an entire fucking frick park. It's not.
No.
I do believe they could change the name to that if they wanted to. That doesn't bother me. The problem is the people that live on a high horse that have nothing ever happened bad to their family and nobody in their family has ever done anything wrong or had any type of addiction or anything in their life, all they say is, oh, we're going to rename the park after somebody who had a drug addict. That's all they keep on saying. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to work in Pittsburgh. How people in Pittsburgh act like they've never had.
Every kids got bullied at the Blue Slide. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Everybody out here.
The top of the slide is where you smoke the weed and cigarettes anyway. That's what it's a park.
So I'm sorry, that's how Pittsburghers feel. I think the name change wouldn't bother me, but seeing how Pittsburgh is not stronger than hate,
God damn,
I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. And
again, what amazes me about something like that with Mac Miller is we know that Andy Warhol was out here getting fucked up.
Yeah,
and we're like, yeah, the bridge is named after him. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like our museum.
We got a museum too. Right. Hold on. Whoa.
Our best pirate years, our best pirate teams, were all on LSD and coke.
Yes.
Completely ruined Major League Baseball. If you look back at what happened back like 1979 to 1980, when they had the coke trials in Pittsburgh, which were in Pittsburgh, but before the steroids, Major League Baseball had a big coke scandal. It all resonated in Pittsburgh. While we just won the We Are Family World Series.
Yep.
So no,
don't you take that from us.
I'm just saying, we act like the city hasn't had some weird drug pass. Like Mac Miller going down that way isn't a big deal to me. Like, I'm not saying it's not a big deal. I'm just saying that that being the reason he died isn't something I'm going to dwell on when we can still celebrate other people.
Are we taking depression out of that too? To an extent? Or are we just making it, he was a drug addict and that's that?
That's how they are.
Yeah.
That's how they are.
It was a cause to like what are we doing? Like,
that's how they handle it though. They look at it as he's just a junkie drug addict. There's no backstory to this.
At the Blue Slide later on tonight, just to let you know.
Again, shout out to Google Maps for doing what they did though, because they didn't have to. Also, something else I found out about Google Maps. Google Maps is responsible for name changes of other places and cities in the past. Which what happens is Google Maps will like sometimes put a larger name title over an area of a city that doesn't have that title. And in some cities, those titles have just been taken in by name because of tourists and stuff coming in and seeing that on the Google Maps. So I'm not. It's an influence that's happened. I know it's happened in cities like San Francisco and Philly in the past, where just different areas of the city have had names put on them, and it's ended up being the name. And I think a few cities have had to sue Google to get the names taken off of stuff. Oh, wow. So I don't think Pittsburgh will do that as long as we have the mayor we have at the moment, who is like the most. Either you love this dude or you hate this dude, or if you're like me, I'm just like, hey, he's cool.
He's alright. Yeah, he's. I don't know. I didn't think Luke Ravenstall was that bad. But
Luke Ravenstall was a mistake. Like at the time, I didn't understand because I was still like in high school and middle school when he was the mayor of Pittsburgh. But now going back at it, having like a 24-year-old mayor was a bad idea.
It's not never that bad of an idea.
Oh, it was a terrible idea. Again, I now know the stories about what this man was doing on Southside on his weekly nights out.
You're young. He's young. Let him do what he got to do.
Hey, at least he wasn't a Toronto mayor that was blowing coke.
Yeah, he wasn't doing. But he I think they still. I don't think he's getting charged or anything with that.
He died.
Did he die?
The mayor from Toronto died like 2 years ago.
Oh, for real? Oh, never mind. All right. Well, he's good.
I don't think he's getting charged. I don't think so either, James.
Oh, then I ain't. Never mind.
I think he got his charge.
But you notice nobody talks about Luke Ravenstall anymore. Like that dude is that's like the forgotten mayor of Pittsburgh because nobody talks about him.
Nobody talk about him.
No.
Because I hear about I remember they always talk about the mayor that was the mayor of Pittsburgh in the 90s and 80s that did all the Renaissance stuff. And then I remember Mayor Caligiuri that was from the 50s and 60s. They got the statue of him downtown. They talk about some of our older mayors. We will not talk about Luke Ravenstall.
Sophie Masloff.
Yeah.
He was just a mayor at the time I grew up.
Yeah. But Luke Ravenstall is not a mayor we gonna keep on our minds much longer.
No. But no, all those three people definitely were born in or from the South.
So Moreno's from Oakland?
But he was born in Italy, though. I mean, you can't. He doesn't got that born and raised. He doesn't got that born.
You sound like a Wiz hater, man.
Hey, but
just stating the facts. Just
stating the facts.
Ain't no S on his name.
Yeah, no, Wiz is Khalees. Get out of here. 21 Savage, is he from L.A.? Atlanta.
No, we know he's not from.
So, all right. So.
No, you know what the weirdest thing is, and I've been looking into this, is not the fact that 21 Savage isn't from Atlanta. The fact that the Migos are technically not from Atlanta.
Where are they from?
Gwinnett County. This basically, if the idea is if a rapper came out from Butler County and tried to say he's from Pittsburgh.
They keep saying that way.
That way.
They ain't never really tried to claim one part. They just said, we from that way. We're just that way.
That's because Gwinnett County is the white. Because Gwinnett County is not. Gwinnett County is not like Atlanta. That's why they keep on saying that. They
that way. That's why they never said. They never lied to you.
Where you from? That way.
Oh, you from over on by the banks? Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
I never told you. Yeah, you from Oakland, motherfucker? That's where you from.
So last thing before I go, I would like to.
Where you going? Wait, where we stay?
I would like to side with the boy Trippy. We didn't really talk about the Antoine Rose trial or the verdict. I think it's wrong what happened, but this is one thing I will side with. I side with my homie Trippy, Trippy Doo, rapper, who also had the same lawyer for when he got in trouble for the gun stuff with the Monroeville police as Rossville. And the one thing I do got to say is, because y'all shot up that man's office, I don't think the lawyer should be held responsible for what happened at the end of that trial. That lawyer got a paycheck to do what he did. Mm-hmm. And we have proof that the lawyer is not out here just taking racist cases. Yeah. And we have proof. The man got Trippy off. Real shit, Trippy should have went to jail. He was out here with a semi-automatic gun in front of a police car. Mm-hmm. That looked bad. So, and again, I always tell y'all, if y'all mad at somebody, go to the judge. Go to your local senator or congressman, either one.
Yeah.
Those are the people that change stuff, man. Going to shoot up a lawyer's office ain't changing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It is not at all. So yeah, I know Trippie went on the news and talked about it because he wanted to defend him. Because again, Trippie would be in jail right now if it wasn't for that, on everything. So always think about that, man. That lawyer, they got him on. They called him. He got paid. Like this is what it is. He got paid to make a defense. It is up to the legal system to work the proper way. That's how I always look at it.
Yeah.
So again, if you have a problem, go talk to your local senator or congressman, or and I'm not defending this or saying you need to, but find the address of your local senader or.
Think of it. It's posted. It's public.
No, that's the office number. We're talking about if you want to go talk to somebody at the crib.
Oh, at the crib. Oh, that's different.
Like we can find your office anywhere.
Yeah.
Like if you want to know where Sally Lou plays with her toys in the front yard, then you got to go get some extra some motivation on that.
we don't condone in this as Grandma Radio looking for people or anything like that. Just contact your local representative or whatever at their local office and talk to them that way or that way.
Y'all saw how that worked with Tim Murphy. He moved out the South Side. Remember he had that office.
Lose or anything with harm on the table of this program.
Yeah.
So before we go, any S's that y'all want to talk about that now make y'all think about how y'all pronounce the name and stuff?
I don't know. Now I gotta find out if stuff has S's anyway. I gotta find out if I'm right or wrong before I can find out. I just have to go back.
I'm trying. Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't think
Was there any schools that you went to that you think you added an S to?
No.
No. I don't say any bus like I don't throw a number like with an S on that. So
This is one of the things.
the point, you don't say the point, you don't.
Nobody, because there's only one point.
But yeah, you don't. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like I don't. Yeah,
You ain't too hard on that one.
I'm really trying to think about it. I don't. It's just something that comes natural that you just throw an S in.
Stuck over here.
Well, no, because I
I'm
was
just letting you know, I'm like
I
stuck.
was talking to him.
Like I'm stuck trying to think of just all types of shit. I'm like, oh, that has an S. Does that? I went to Kaufman's and Macy's. Like I'm stuck. Like
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Again, Kaufman's was a family.
Burlington's.
Do we say we had?
Is it Burlington Co? Wait,
It's Burlington.
I think it's just Burlington. No,
There we go.
Yeah, Burlington's.
I think we throw S on Burlington. I swear I throw.
no, y'all. I think that one's an ad. Kaufman's is a family name, so Kaufman's is one of the original ones that had an S. Remember, Kaufman's is from
Goodwill,
Pittsburgh.
or you all just say Goodwill?
It's just Goodwill.
Going to the Goodwill.
Goodwill.
I don't
Alright.
say Goodwills. No, my car got Goodwill.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Kaufman's was a family. Kaufman's is one of the. When I read the story, it was one of the businesses they cited as a reason this happens.
Is Gabe's with a
Gabe's changed their name
Yeah,
because we all called it Gabe's.
Okay.
It was Gabriel Brothers. It was Gabriel Brothers, and no one ever said that. We said we're going to Gabe's. Where you going, Gabe's? Where you going, Gabe's? Where you going, Gabe's?
They changed
You know
it.
what? This is called Gabe's now. The brothers got it. Now it ain't even two people. Like it's just
It was in a.
yeah.
We changed the language.
So you can change laws. We just choose to change store names. Come on, we getting there though. We getting there. We getting better with it. Like we working on it. Like, but we'll get there slowly but surely.
But yeah, I'm sure that y'all added we added the.
Don't say you better start saying we. Stop saying y'all.
I'm so used to the
Y'all
football.
ass.
I'm so used to the football talk. Yeah. We added the S to Burlington. This is Burlington.
Yeah.
We Burlington. Yeah.
Y'all, but you see no one corrected. Everybody's taking okay.
Yeah.
We will be that.
So yeah, so there's definitely Ross is just Ross. It's not Ross's.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Now, what about Subway? Did they add the S to it because we kept calling it Subway?
Subways?
I'm not sure about that.
What?
I think it used to be Subway. I remember it.
There's an S at the end?
There's an S at the end, ain't it?
I don't
Now
know.
there
I
is.
believe him. There is.
I think there is now. But yeah, because y'all the clothing store y'all call it Ross's.
Stop saying y'all. Like,
No, because this one I
I'm
never.
not like this by myself. But no, you ignorant. You say it too, bro.
No, I would just call it Ross.
But how do you know I say it? Right?
How do you know?
Because you're having an existential crisis right now. like you're looking back at your life right now, trying to figure stuff out.
Oh, you shit.
And my whole life ain't been plural. I've been living in a single world. God damn.
Some of these are so like I know I call it Burlington's.
Burlington,
Definitely
yeah.
Burlington's. Like,
And we-
I said that.
Gabe's was changed. We changed it.
Yeah, I think y'all right about Gabe's.
No, there is no thing. Gabe's has been changed from the first time you read that shit said Gabriel Brothers. You did not say that the next time.
No, you didn't.
Where'd you go? I went to Gabe's. Like,
Yeah, I went to
Brothers.
Brother, yeah.
I went to Gabriel Brothers. No one says that. No one says Gabriel.
No,
I'll tell you
yeah,
that
no
much
one's
now.
saying that.
No one says the word Gabriel.
No, you're right. I mean, there's a certain, like, if you got the name Gabriel, you're out.
You're looking for a nickname. You're asking for a nickname.
Yeah.
Please, somebody change this fucking name. And it's Gabe's.
Because every time I think about Gabriel, I think about Drake's real name, and I'm like, nobody's ever gonna call you Aubrey.
Period.
No.
Aubrey and Gabriel are
Went
the
to
same.
Obs. We went to Bree. I went to Bree, but I'm not going to Aubrey's. I'm not.
I'm not even trying.
Shit.
What's wrong with y'all?
I think that's
And I think it was a good story. I like finding these Pittsburgh stories to talk about, where we get to talk about the things that we know we do. It's up there with the basement toilets that like we actually know.
Pittsburgh potty?
Yeah, Pittsburgh Party, that's official.
Never knew that's why we had a bathroom in the basement. Never knew that. Just thought we was lucky. Okay.
Hey, that's
I hated that bathroom too, though.
Really?
What?
Yeah, no, bro. Nobody was.
Cold, there, no
it's
insulation.
cold, yeah, but
And
like
I see one wall was like a chalkboard. Like my granddad, like they built the enclosure.
Yeah.
So it was only a chalkboard on one side. It was real cold in there, and it just, no, I didn't like.
I
that.
say, my one cousin over in Coriopolis, it was just in the middle of the fucking basement. There was nothing around it.
that's how.
That's why-
Yep,
yeah.
that's how it is in my aunt's
So that's why
house.
they built the bullshit around it.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, box around.
Yeah, that bullshit. I never knew that wasn't like. I never knew there was a story why there was bathrooms in the basements. But wow,
So,
yeah.
we get
It's an
the,
educational show. We probably on WQED.
WQED. We're gonna
again. I've always
What's
tried.
his face?
I've always tried to book the show as music, sports, and Pittsburgh. Man, we really want to talk
Oh,
about
we
this
gonna
Pittsburgh
get that
shit.
IE in the corner. We gonna be informational and educational.
Who's that one dude? Who's the one dude always on there?
Who you're talking about?
What's that one dude? He does all the QED shows. He does the Kennywood show or something every.
I know who you're talking about. Don't
Yep,
know his name.
yeah,
I don't know his name. I know you're talking about.
Yep.
I see his face.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Well, here we
Yeah,
go.
we about to take his job.
Well, y'all know what time it is, guys. We'll be back next week, and
Yeah.
next month the NFL draft will be happening next month.
Okay.
Just to let y'all know.
That's pretty big,
an
big
inside
stuff. What's it? This is what it goes down. Cardinals got the first pick. 49ers, Jets, Raiders, Bucks. Those are the first five.
Okay, shout out
I
to
mean,
Bruce
we-
Arians
we
with
got-
the all-black coaching staff.
And plus they got females on their.
Yeah, that came out today. He has 2 female coaches on the staff too.
So that's a pretty big deal.
Bruce Arians is he's turning the Bucks into one of my new teams to want to
Anybody,
watch.
for the lingerie football league move up.
No, fuck you.
Any coaches
No, I don't know.
any
That
coaches
one
get
coach.
selected from your great sport.
We're going to a game, man.
If they got it here, I guess.
Malachi acts like he won't go if I could find a way to get cheap tickets.
Wait, they do have a team here?
Yeah, we have a team here.
That's a real. When did that happen?
Like 2 years ago, man, I tried to make a whole
2
thing.
years ago. I thought.
We need this interview
But how come we don't really hear about it too much?
because they haven't.
It's an expansion team, and expansion teams are usually like.
Well, we need someone from the lingerie football league, females from the Pittsburgh team.
Yeah.
To prove to Malachi that
Hit
this
us
is
up
a
right
real
here,
sport.
All the stuff you see up top, that information, get at us. We need an interview. That's me
Okay.
personally.
Yep.
They play at Highmark Field.
Oh, do they?
So we'll be back on Monday or Wednesday next week. I'm not
Yeah.
sure yet. And yeah, man, Unfiltered Grandma Worldwide Radio.
You know what it is. See you next week.
It's a grandma thing.